morning, everybody. Good evening, wherever you are. It's your boy Dre back with another live video here. I'm hoping that everybody has been doing very well with their lives. Hoping that there's a lot of positivity and things like that. Now, this live stream, I'm not going to do the workout so much. I still do workouts. Don't worry, the workout videos are still coming. I still been working out, but I just been, busy was like that, but I still do my calisthenics and things like that. But in today's video, as you see by the title, it says how to use an abacus calculator for mathematics. This is part one. I'm going to show y'all exactly how to use an abacus, okay? A lot of people don't know how to use that, or probably might not know what it is, or never knew the name of it. You know what I'm saying? But here it is right here. There goes our abacus right there. I just got that from Target yesterday, I definitely decided to get one of these to show people how to do math and things like that. They're saying that a lot of our society today has been dumped down and things like that, or they don't know what we used to use back in the day in order to do math and things like that. I keep hearing people say that, that people in ancient times weren't that smart, but they actually were very smart. In fact, they were way ahead of their time. When you think about it, a lot of the technology that we have today is actually crippling us, It's kind of dumbing some people down and making them more lazy. That's what I'll say. It's just making people a lot more lazy and complacent overall. But people back in the day definitely used to use old school technology. In fact, look, I still got my analog clock up there. Y'all seen it in other live streams, but I actually got the battery in there now. You see? Now I know what time it is and things like that. But yeah, you got kids out there and maybe even adults that don't even know how to use that, probably, And I'm definitely going to do videos on that as well to show people how, analog clocks work, old compasses, things like that. These were old tools that the ancient ancestors and our creators used to actually use in order to get better in life. And they actually had much better health, and they were a lot stronger and fit, made stuff out of stones and things like that that are shaped perfectly, geometrically. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But since this is a live stream video of us doing calculations on the abacus, let me show you some things and explain some things about the abacus, okay? Because that's what this is really about. Check this out, okay? So this abacus right here, I did one of it in different colors, you know what I'm saying, like brown or black, but maybe it is good that it's color coded in the rainbow color, mainly because now we could actually use that as place values, okay? I mean, we could have did it with just plain colors, but this might make it easier for those who might have a harder time seeing things or things like that, or some people might be able to see it better color coded. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, this thing is a calculator. And I was explaining about place values, okay, and numbers. Well, this calculator, the Abacus, can go up to at least 1 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. I said that the Abacus can go up to 1 billion in number, all right? Check this out in place value, okay? Here you go. Right down here. Y'all remember in math where y'all said the ones column, the tens, hundreds? Yes, you see place values right there? Thousands right here. 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion. You see? You see that? That's what I meant by place values. But it can go up to 1 billion. It actually can go by billions. It might be 10 billionths if I can count correctly. Since we're on the live stream, we'll do billionths. What I mean by billionths is the decimal points. Yeah, this thing can also do percentages and decimals, fractions. You could be able to convert with that as well too. Check this out, okay? Let's see, we'll count this together. We're going to start from the top and then go down, okay? So if we were doing the decimal point, after the decimal points, it would go like this. Tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, millions, 10 million, 100 million, billions, 10 billionths. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So right there, that's how you would be able to do it with a decimal right there, things like that. But since I also said that this is a calculator, I mean, it does other things as well. You can actually do math problems on here. You could do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. In fact, I'm going to actually show y'all a little bit of math problems on here. Okay? Check this out. All right, so let's do a simple math problem. All right, but we're going to use bigger numbers. Okay. So this is when I told y'all about place value. Remember, one, and the ones, tens, hundreds, things like that. Right. This is how we'll count this. Right. This is our ones place. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, and then when you have 10 of those over there, you just reset that and you would bring this one over. So that's your 10. You see what I'm saying? When the beads are on this side over here, all those on that side, and these last ones are over there, that would mean a value of 0. Okay. So when you slide this thing over here, it would be a value of 1. You see what I'm saying? Then 2. All right. So this would be 10 right here. Okay. So in order to get 11, you would have to slap this one over because it's in the ones place. All right. Then 12, 13, so on. Okay. So we'll just keep it at 13 right here. Okay. This is 13. Okay. You're 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. So let's say we want to add 25 more on here. Okay. So we'll do 13 plus 25. All right. Now, if you were to do 13 plus 25 on a calculator or did it on paper or whatever, your answer would be 38, right? All right. So this is how you would do it on the Abacus, and it will actually show you how to count it as well, too. And you'll see that it's a physical calculator. This is the analog calculator, the old school shit, right? Check this out. So I'm going to add 25 more. Okay. So in order for me to add 25 more, I'm just going to have to add it like this. I'm going to have to add 5 more on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Then I said it was 20, right? More. So you add that. And see, there's your answer right there. 38. Okay? See, that's how you do addition with that. Let me do a little bit of a harder problem. Okay? That way you can see how it works even more. Like to carry the 1 over, things like that, where you do it on paper. Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to do it on here, okay? When you're adding. So we resetted this, okay? So let's go with a higher number, all right? Let's do a number like this, okay? I'm gonna use 135, okay? Okay, so I'll start off with 135. And then the next number that I will add it with is probably like 37. Okay. Yeah, let's use 37 as a number. Okay. So I'm going to have to add 37 more to that, which would mean that the answer would be 172, right? I'm doing that in my head, actually. I'm actually doing that in my head. I believe the answer is 172. But this is how you're going to do the math with that. Okay. So we're going to add 37 more to this. Okay. Okay. So this is how you would do it. So you're going to add 7 more. Okay. You do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means you got to carry this over. That should carry your 1 over. Slide this back over. Hit 6, 7. Then you add your 3 back on here. 1, 2, 3. See? That's where you would get your 37 added on to there. And then look at your answer. There's a 2 right there. There's a 7 right there. And there's a 1. You see that? See, that's how you do math, like addition. That's how you do addition with that. I'm just showing you a little simple addition here. Pretty sure the numbers can go much higher than that. Like I said, it goes up to 1 billion on these things. Might be a little bit less when it's with multiplication. But that's what I'm going to also show you today as well. Then in the next video, I'll show you how to do subtraction and division. Okay? But mainly what I wanted to show y'all was addition and multiplication for today. All right. So this is how you're going to do multiplication with this thing. People thought that you couldn't do multiplication with this thing, but no, this thing could actually do multiplication and division as well. So we're going to reset our numbers back to 0. Okay. And the number I'm going to use is let's do 100. Yeah. Let's do 153 times 5. Okay? So what you do is you take this up here and put it like that. All right? So when you're doing multiplication, it's best to pick the bigger number at the bottom and put the smaller number at top when doing it on the abacus. You'll see that it makes it a lot easier. Okay? I'm pretty sure you could probably do it another way as well, but this is probably the easiest way. So I said 153 times 5. All right. So what you do is this. You're going to take the first thing, slap that over. That's your first 153. Right? See, 153 times 5 has to be like 765, I'm guessing. Okay? I'm guessing that. So anyway, let me explain that. Let's go with number 2. So I slide this thing over, and then I got to add an extra 153. So that means this. 1, 2, 3. Right? Then I got to add 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. I said 153, right? So that's mainly what I wanted the number to be. So that means this would slide over. There you go. You're at 270. So that's 153 times 2. It's 270. All right? 276 to be more precise. All right? 276. Okay? There's your answer. 276 for 153 times 2. Okay? Almost got stuck there. My fault, guys. Just remember, this is the last stream. Okay, so now let's go to the third one. Remember? And you see that I had to slide that over because of the carryover. Okay, so the third one, 153. So I got to add it like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So what's your answer right there? 359. That's 153 times 3. It's 359. Okay. So let's times it by 4. All right, so we slide that over. So you do this, you do that, carry that over, slide that back, 3. Then you do your 5. 1, 3, 4. Carry that over. So there you go. Your next number would be 512, right? So that's 153 times 4 is 512. You see that? And then last but not least, slide this over, set another 153. So you do it like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But like I said, I know I missed it up earlier, but I know the answer is definitely like 665 or 765 or whatever. Okay? Right? Either way it goes, though, you see, that's how you're able to count up and do multiplication on there as well. The answer might have either been 665 or 765. I believe it was 765. I'm guessing it in my head. I believe it was 765. Because I know I may have skipped a step in there as well. But yeah, that's how you actually do addition, and that's how you do multiplication on that thing. Yeah, people used to actually do it like that back in the day. Yeah, it seems a lot more difficult. So don't think that people back then, that your ancient people or your ancestors didn't know anything. They do a lot more things. They were actually closer to the Most High and things like that, right? I mean, when you read in holy books like the Bible, Quran, everything else, right? Or read about your history, cultures, nations from back then, you know? But yeah, that was how you use an actual abacus calculator for math, part one. Later on, I'm going to show you how to do it with division and subtraction. But I'm gonna start doing more live stream videos of me doing workouts before I show you that part. Okay. Alrighty, guys. This was your boy Dre, and I'm hoping you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.